What's up, guys? Game Fiend Funeral Games here, and it's time for another drama script this Saturday. Excuse my voice, I'm kind of sick a little. I think I've been suffering from like a sore throat for like the past 3 or 4 days. So if you see more random voice cracks than usual, it's because I'm sick. And also, for those people that do watch these videos, please remember to like it and share it to find other people that enjoy wrestling, so you guys in the comment section can have like a wrestling discussion, or turn this page or turn this series into like a wrestling forum of its own. It'd be very, very appreciated. I'm trying to make it more interactive for everybody involved. And with that, moving on, I'm going to say this is the worst, in my opinion, the worst build up to a WrestleMania that I've ever witnessed in years. Because as we sit now, March 24th, 8 days away from WrestleMania, it doesn't feel like a WrestleMania. It to me, it really doesn't. It feels more of a night of champions than it does a WrestleMania. And the only reason it feels more of like a night of champions is because all the titles are on the line. The only thing that they haven't pulled out their ass is make some BS to how the tag team titles are going to be on the line. This is for WWE, obviously, because I'm talking about WrestleMania. I'll get to TNA's ups and downs and nonsense in a couple of minutes. But first let me start off with the unscripted news. Monday around 11:40 a.m., John Cena got into a car accident, which he was rear-ended by a tractor trailer, and this car accident involved three cars, and he was okay. And the surprising thing about it is he had a match on Monday, because we all saw. Well, for those of you who didn't see Raw, he had a match against Mark Henry, and he still wrestled the match. Now, the fact that he was in a car accident and still did the match, and it wasn't against like a push, or it wasn't like against like Slater, or like freaking another random jobber that you can name that's not as big as Mark Henry. I'm trying to think of one. Or like Santino. Let's say if it would happen, but it's not gonna happen because Santino's a face. I just can't think of anybody else at the time that's like small and that's like nobody cares about. It was against Mark Henry, somebody that's actually big and somebody that's actual a formal person. So after recovering from a car accident, you go still do your match against the strongest man in the world. That's why I say I give more props to Cena, because if it was any other, I mean, well, in my opinion, if it was any other wrestler at his level, I think they would have called out, or they would have did something where the match wouldn't have happened. Like, since Mark Henry was a heel, they probably would have had Mark Henry do a BS promo to get himself out the match for the safety of Cena, or the safety of that top star. But because Cena is in love with the business so much and he wants to do this for the fans, I give him credit for still wrestling the match. In other drama scripted news, Evan Bourne was also in a car accident. And since he's still suspended from his marijuana use, he broke his foot in 3 places and dislocated it. I didn't even know this was possible. And dislocated it in 5. I didn't even know that was possible. But yeah, but then again, it is possible because there's around 50 bones in your foot. So he doesn't have to dislocate his foot. He could dislocate the bones in his foot and break some. So, yeah, I guess that's probably what happened. So I guess it is possible to have 5 dislocations. So yeah, he's gonna be out, no longer, no seeing time when he's gonna be back. And that's substandard. On to Raw. Nothing really stood out to me on Raw, to be honest. The Kane versus Big Show match was average. I didn't really enjoy it that much. It was just there to be there. I enjoyed the Santino versus David Otunga match, and that's pretty much. Didn't enjoy the Rock promo because the Rock has not changed. He's the same person from 10 years ago, and he's not even that good as he was 10 years ago. Mark Henry versus John Cena was okay. It was just a match, just to have a match. Let's see. Sheamus versus The Miz. I very, very enjoyed that match, even though The Miz lost. But The Miz is really, really trying hard to improve himself. trying to be not lazy anymore. Kofi Kingston versus R-Truth and Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler. That was a random tag team match. It was okay in my opinion. Really didn't enjoy that. But I did enjoy the promo between Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and The Undertaker. That's how Raw ended. But forget all that. How Raw started was CM Punk and Chris Jericho. Once again, Chris Jericho taking a step further with he's breaking the fifth wall. He destroyed the fourth wall and he broke the fifth. Talking about how CM Punk's sister was an ex-drug addict, and then CM Punk legitimately got mad and said, "Chris Jericho, you're bullshit." And you could obviously all the emotion and rage on CM Punk's face, which in my opinion that this feud is stealing The Rock and John Cena feud. I think it has more of a build because actually playing one into another's roles and actually playing off what each another is saying. So this feud, in my opinion, is better than what the hell people are paying for, which is Rock versus Cena. But I highly doubt people are even paying for Rock versus Cena. They're probably paying for Triple H and Undertaker with Shawn Michaels more than Rock versus Cena. I'm more interested, to be honest. I'm more interested in CM Punk versus Chris Jericho because so far, besides the Daniel Bryan and Sheamus match, for all the main events, those two are the only main events that something can happen, build off of after WrestleMania. The Undertaker and Triple H match, there is no build after that. I see winning or losing, Undertaker retiring because he's old and he barely survived the last WrestleMania. The Rock versus John Cena, there's nothing happening after that. I can see what's gonna happen is John Cena returns to be Superman, and The Rock goes and makes more movies to be more entertaining or to do what he does best is just entertain people. I don't see anything happening after that. And I see something happen after Daniel Bryan, sorry. Daniel Bryan and Sheamus. I see something probably happening after that, the results of that match. So the first two main events, I see something happening. The last two, after they happen, they happen. I don't see them building them on anything after WrestleMania. Let's move on to TNA, which I don't understand TNA, but I guess I will never understand TNA. Number one, let me just say this, that Rosetta is the greenest female wrestler on television. I don't understand why TNA has her on television. I think she needs to go back. I think TNA needs to send her back to OVW or something. She shouldn't be on television. She's way too green to be on television. I don't know why TNA continues to put her on television, and she's just bad. Like in the ring wise, she's just bad. The match between Eric Young and ODB, it was the match that I enjoyed, was my favorite match of the night, was Austin Aries versus Tony Nese versus Demon Zion versus Kid Cash. I actually enjoyed that match, and that was actually the first match on the card until Bully Bella Ray destroyed it because he's all about the. Basically, it looks like, what about me? What about Raven? Instead of he just keeps on mentioning his name, like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? I'm Bubba Ray Dudley and this and that and third. Excuse me, Bully Ray Dudley. And it's just kind of getting annoying. I don't know what TNA has in store for him for Lockdown because he lost against James Storm again on Victory Road. So I have no idea what TNA has planned for. I have no idea what TNA plans for Bubba Ray Dudley for Lockdown. Other matches that TNA had, Samoa Joe and Mangus versus the Mexican Americans, which Samoa Joe and Mangus retained the titles. I really like the finish with Mangus throwing Samoa Joe into one of the Mexican Americans, and then Samoa Joe doing his signature turnbuckle kick, and then throwing the person on the floor for Mangus to do his elbow drop for the 1-2-3. I really enjoy that finish. Other feuds brewing. It looks like there's gonna be a match between Crimson and the Blueprint Mac Morgan, since their tag team is officially split up as Matt Morgan attacked Cribson during his promo on Matt Morgan, talking about, oh, it was just all about you the whole time, because he was watching some of Matt Morgan's direct commercials, which was, those commercials are horrible. But and oh, the main thing I have with TNA. Let's not even get to Abyss looking for his fucking self. Excuse me for my language, but that's how stupid I find that storyline. 8 months ago, Dixie Carter goes through hell and high water to get the company back from Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan, with the aid of Sting. So 8 months later, Sting of all people wants to give the company back to Hulk Hogan, and Dixie Carter agrees, just because now Hulk Hogan's a face, which that can easily change with the snap of a finger, that he can go right back to being a heel. I will never understand TNA for that. That is just mind-boggling. I don't understand. You do all this work, or all this drama scripted action, to get the company back from Immortal. So, and then just to have 8 months later, you have Sting say, I can't be both. I'm going to heal up and I'm going to come back as a wrestler full time, just to give it back to Hulk Hogan. I don't understand it. Just like I don't understand Abyss looking for himself. I don't understand it. Another news, match has been announced. We're going to see Jeff Hardy and Kurt Angle in a steel cage on Lockdown. I don't know what else they fought each other. Like, haven't they fought? No, they only fought each other at Victory Road, and now they're going to fight each other at Lockdown in a steel cage. I don't see where this match is going to go. Hopefully it'll be entertaining. And that's all I got to say about that. And I'm probably, moving on to Smackdown, because the handicap match was just pure between James Storm and Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. The handicap match was just BS, but I'm used to TNA BS finishes. But moving on to SmackDown. That was aired this past Friday. Get my notes. Nothing really stood out, to be honest. It was just flat out boring. There was nothing that really stood out, except for Brodus Clay. Brodus Clay Feast Hate Slater, and I got happy for the first 10 minutes, and I started dancing to the music, and somebody called my mama. But besides that, nothing really stood out on that, and nothing really stood out. Even the main event was just there to have big stars in it, just to sell tickets, in my opinion. But that's what main events there for, NW, just to sell tickets. The main event was CM Punk with Sheamus against Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. And The Miz once again was working extra hard in that match. I'm just gonna say that's gonna be the YouTube match of the week. Just go back and YouTube that match. Other things that stood out was the Daniel Bryan and AJ promo was the first thing that happened on SmackDown, as Daniel Bryan was once again taking small dumps on AJ without her noticing it, and AJ praising Daniel Bryan until Sheamus came down and squashed everything. And AJ is getting a push due to Daniel Bryan, because AJ has won her last 2 matches by beating both the Bella Twins. So I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know if Daniel Bryan retains the World Heavyweight title on WrestleMania. Is Daniel Bryan gonna keep helping AJ, or is Daniel Bryan just gonna flat out just interrupt, get involved in one of her matches to make her lose after WrestleMania if Daniel Bryan still has the title or not? Excuse me. Only time will tell. Other things that happened on SmackDown was there was a Zack Ryder appearance. It was Jack Swagger versus Zack Ryder, and Zack Ryder, I think he won. Yeah, I think he did win. Yeah, he ended up winning, which is big because we haven't. It's good to see Zack Ryder on television again now that he's done with the John Cena and Kane backbroken BS. Good to see that he's done with that. And it was Big Show versus Kane, which was kind of a slow match, but it's 2 big men in the match. What are you gonna expect? There's none of these matches build to anything. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, they're just there just to have it because you're just 1 week away from the big show of them all, WrestleMania. Oh yeah, that match ended in disqualification because Cody Rhodes interfered. Because I was like, that wouldn't make any match. Both of these superstars need momentum to go into their match, to go to their matches anyway in WrestleMania. So it makes sense that it would end in disqualification. But that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for all the shows for this week's Drama Scripted Sunday. Please remember to rate, comment how if you did watch all these past wrestling shows. Feel free to comment in the section below so I could discuss we could go and conversate back and forth about how you guys feel on the past week's shows, and let me guys what you know, because this honestly doesn't feel like a WrestleMania. Number one, tickets aren't even sold out. You can still buy tickets to WrestleMania. It'll be nosebleeders tickets, but you can still buy tickets to WrestleMania. By this time, the previous WrestleManias were already sold out. And people are going to say, well, the prices have changed, blah, blah, blah. It's a bigger stadium, this and that. But it's freaking WrestleMania. It's the biggest pay-per-view of the year. On a side note, Survivor Series sold out already before this time. And Royal Rumble sold out. That's new. And even last year's Money in the Bank in Chicago sold out by this time already. So that's what I'm saying. Another factor why it doesn't even doesn't even feel like a WrestleMania. And another thing, there's a rumor going around that they may do another 1-year build, but this time they may do it with Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's a rumor. I personally don't like 1-year build, but that's another thing I want you guys to feel free to discuss your opinion about 1-year builds, as they did with The Rock and John Cena, which in my eyes, it flapped. In my eyes, it flapped. So everybody else, to each his own. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this week's Drama Scripted Saturdays. I apologize for my voice because I'm getting over some type of sore throat. Anyways, Game FIFA Game, guys, and I'm out, guys. Later. Peace.